Well, hello, welcome back to Sunday Stitching. I'm Claire, this is Purple Poppy, and it's great to have you with me. So, we're on our flower book, and we managed to get our pillowcase page last week. So now we are working on this side of this one so we can stitch them together. Okay, so new page out, and as I say, we're working on this side. I must remember that. Now I thought today I'd like to do something a little bit more, although I'm still doing my flowers, I'd like to do something a bit more slow stitchy. So it would help first of all if I had a pair of scissors, and I don't know what I've done with all my scissors, although I have just ordered new ones, so that'll be exciting. But anyway, so I'm going to fold it over so that I can work out what we're doing. Now obviously next week we will have a new Journal of Stitchery prompt, because that will be out on Wednesday, and depending what it is will depend on whether or not I take part on that. As I said to you late last year, I think it was, I wasn't going to be doing another big project, but as they've turned out to be doing single things, and I mean, although I've done them before, I did do a pouch. We'll see what they've got in line. Oh, I'm not supposed to be throwing them away because I want to make some alt beads. I watched the lovely Christine make alt beads, and I don't know why I've never thought about doing it, but she obviously got me inspired. These scissors, look, this is why I've had to order new scissors. These scissors are beyond rubbish. I've got to be honest, say they were never very good, but 2 years on, they're absolute rubbish. Right, I've changed my mind. We've got that one going down there. I'm going to have a piece of this. See, this is the thing with slow stitches. You need such small pieces of fabric. It's ridiculous. So yes, there you go. So I'm going to lay these down as I feel I want them. Got to remember that we've got to leave stitch space now that we never used to leave. And then that one is going to come, I think, oh, it's just trying to work out what I want where. I feel like I need a bigger bit down the bottom here, and these are the only 4 fabrics that I bought. So, I mean, obviously I've got loads more behind me. Does it work better? No, it's too big. Okay. So across and then down. So we just need to get these auditioned so we're happy with where we're going. It's technically not any bigger, of course. Oh, I'm sorry. That's hubby's phone. Just a second. Right, sorry about that. I should have said, although this is Sunday Stitching, it's actually 9:30 Friday morning, so we're likely to get all sorts of distractions. I'm happy with that. So I've got my navy blue standard stitching thread, and I'm just going to tack all that down with an invisible stitch. I really need to find my proper scissors. Look, I can't even cut the cotton with it. It's ridiculous. It's probably over by the armchair where I was stitching last night, because I'm really excited. I'm about to do a new journal using Amy from Crafty Cat USA digital, and I've been prepping ephemera. So I was stitching in the chair last night. That's probably where my scissors are, or they've been dropped on the floor or whatever. Anyway, enough about that. I suppose I should really have put some pins in this, but I haven't got any pins here either, because I'm not working on my grey mat. So do you know what we do? We'll put a little bit of glue stick, and that will just hold them still while I manoeuvre it for stitching. There we go. That'll just hold it all in place. So yeah, it's actually 9:30 Friday morning, so there's bound to be loads of disturbance, which I apologise for in advance, because the postman will be coming up the road and the mums will all be coming back from taking the children to school. So I'm doing like an invisible stitch, yeah, tiny little prick on the top, big space behind. That's all I'm doing, just to hold these down. And then my plan is to just do a simple white flower this week, or this fortnight, however long it takes. And I'm going to do that using these stencils that you can probably see to the side of me here. I'd forgotten I had these, and the other day I was watching, oh my goodness, what is the lady's name? This is really, really bad of me. I can't think of her name. And she was following a prompt by K3N, and she'd made a rice bag. I've done that with you before, but the rice bag that she'd made, she'd quilted. It was a lovely William Morris fabric, and she'd quilted it. I can only describe it as like a Christmas bauble type shape. If she's watching, she'll know exactly who she is. And I was like, yes, I need to do some hand quilting like that, that's not just sort of a crosshatch pattern. And I was thinking the best way to do it, and I went rummaging, and I found that I'd actually had a number of these stitching stencils. I've got this little ringlet here, and then I've got some long ones that what's happened here? That's because my tail is much too long, and now of course I've pulled it all tight, so don't do that. That's better. Right, let's sort out this tail. See, it's the problem of having thread that's realistically too long, as always. Okay. Back in there. So yeah, and I realised I had quite a few of these stitching. Sorry, we feel like my arm's coming up in your face, doesn't it? These stitching stencils. I've got this group of florally ones on this ring. You've got a big leaf, a tail, another tail, more flowers, little butterfly, some chicks and another sort of swirly leaf. And I thought, yeah, they'd be great because they will sort of interlock, as it were, and they will create a great pattern for, you know, hand quilting. But then they were still on the side this morning when I started pulling all this together to do this video, and I was like, actually, do you know what? I could do a very simplistic stitch. It's obviously not Shishiko, but in that style of just lines that make a picture or lines that make a pattern. And I thought, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to use, I'm going to use them to create a white flower on my, or series of flowers, whatever, we don't know yet, on my blue slide stitching. So I'm just getting this all down, and then I can use the white. But funny enough, actually, when I went into my thread box the other day, I've still got those sashiko pieces that I did at Christmas in there, and I thought, actually, you could use that for quilting, couldn't you? Because quilting, realistically, is just stitching through a top layer, some padding, which is usually wadding, and a top layer. Doesn't really matter what pattern you use. So yeah, you could use the Shishiko patterning for that. Right, now somehow I went right round that and didn't touch this bottom one, so I'm just going to scoot under there, pick up that bit of fabric that I know's under the piece on top, and poke. No, need to go further over to this bottom one. So under there, through that piece of fabric, and then catch up my corner one there, and then just do some little stitches to tack this down, and then I can look at putting my pattern together. That's having a dream or something. Just snoring and kicking out. Make sure I hold that pale blue piece down. So make sure we go quite close to the edge on that one. So what? Oh, I obviously didn't catch the pale blue one. I thought I had, but I obviously hadn't. That's annoying, isn't it? Oh well, the top stitch will definitely hold it down, so it's not a problem. Spoo, you can hear sighing and moaning. So obviously finished her post-breakfast doze. Now she's off to see if she can find Dad. It's just geography, really, because now she'll go and sleep on her bench. We've got like a deep window box that's the space where the stairs are. Didn't really overlay that far enough, did I? Never mind. It is what it is. I didn't want to stitch through it because of course this dark thread would make it very obvious. So then just finish this off on the back. Oh, back to the dreaded scissors. Anyway, so that's the blue. Okay, now I need a pen. So obviously heat erasable pen, and I thought, no, there's two flowers. Let's undo this and pull them all off. That'll make life a bit easier, won't it? So there's these two different flowers, and then there's two more here. So we could have four, and we have got the two stalks, which are slightly different. I prefer that one. So let's have a little look and see. So we could put, I like that one there, and it's just dots, whereas the Shishiko templates, they tend to be the dashes rather than the dots. And is that even sort of, I'm not sure how well this will work, especially on this dark, but we're going to give it a go because that's what I set out to do, and I'm not being beaten because I can't get a pen line in, and we'll work it out as we go. Now of course the argument is that because this is heat erasable ink, once I do these, I could in theory join them up because I'll be able to iron it out afterwards. Right, let's have a little look. Yeah, so you can sort of you probably can't see the dots on the camera, but I can see them here. See, so we've got this. Got that flower there. It's a shame you couldn't see it better, really. Shall we do it again on here, where you can definitely see it? On the pale one. Didn't think about that, did I, when I was choosing my fabrics. But hey ho. I just thought the bright white on top of the dark blue would work well. So hubby and I have fallen in love with a series called Trial and Retribution. I don't know if you know it. There you go. You see, when it's on the clear, you can see it much on the clear, on the plane. can see it much easier. I guess I should really have used a white marker. I have got one, but as always it's not here with me, it's over the other side. And I suppose if you could draw, you wouldn't need to do this at all. You could just draw, but hey ho. And then that one needs to come down behind this one. And I know I'm expecting a parcel, so the postman is going to probably be knocking. Yeah, there we go. So if I start stitching, you'll be able to see a bit better, I think, because I can add another different flower in there with the other stalk. But I think if we look at doing that next time, we can do that with a white marker. I'll make sure I've got that with me. A bit more organised and all that. Right, let's get this thread. This is one of my bow and straw needles. I keep telling you I love. You see, they really are so much easier to thread for some reason. Okay, so let's do a knot and let's get stitching. So I'm going to start here, and of course I've come up through that spot, so then I'm going to go down through that spot and then come up through that one, and that's how I'm going to make it sort of sashiko style. That's my plan anyway. And I know, I'm sorry, it's probably really frustrating that you can't see these spots. Do you know what? What if I pull that out and I do this one that you can see? That's going to be so much better, isn't it? Boo, Mummy's doing a video. Come on. So we'll rethread this needle with a new piece of this white thread. There we go. Okay, and I'll do the one here that you can see so much clearer, so it's not as frustrating for you. There we go. So starting here again, and you see I'm going to come up through that spot. Now I actually found these particular stencils in a charity shop. I didn't buy them. I mean, they were brand new in their packet. So I've got no idea how much these sort of things would cost to buy, if they're even still available, because although they were in the packaging, it was a bit beaten up. I don't know how long they've been sort of sitting around. So I'm just feeding in and out. And you can start to see how something very, very simple can be quite effective because of the way that we've, you know, laid the fabrics together. Right, that's that leaf that's on the dark, but it's only one, so we can follow that. As I say, if you can draw, then, you know, all well and good. Do yourself a little drawing. But I'm really rubbish at drawing. And I just thought it would be a novel idea to do it this way. And I'm trying to make sure that although each page is a flower, they're all completely different styles of sewing, you know, so that we've had two appliques, one where we appliqued each an individual piece, and then we've had the other one where we appliqued large pieces of block colour, and then we stitched the individual things through, didn't we, with the peony. So I just want each one to be a slightly different style. I think probably the next one I'll look at will be another Jennifer Colston style, sort of rambling ribbon flowers and leaves and things. Just because we are keeping it all different but the same, because they're all going to be flowers of some form. So you can see I've got the basic of that flower. Yep. And now we're going to start this coil. Where does this coil start? It starts there. So we're going to come up and then down and up, up, down and up, and then down. Some of them are quite close together, but that's just the way it is for this particular design. And then I'm going down and up, down. I'll put it through that side. Okay. And then up. And obviously I'm doing it in white, and I'm going to do it all in white, including the stalk and the leaves, to enhance colour on this blue or series of blues. But you could, you know, have a plain piece and do it all multicoloured like you would expect from a flower. There you go, there's our first flower. I mean, it is very simplistic. It's not, let's finish that off and start again. It's not, you know, major embroidery, but I quite like simplistic every now and again. Why not? We'll get a knot and we'll start on that bottom leaf. So, start on the stalk. Probably would be easier doing this in a hoop, to be honest. But it is what it is. Didn't start with a hoop, so it'd be a bit silly loading a hoop in now, wouldn't it? So I've gone all the way around the leaf like that, and now we're going to do this line of sort of division in the leaf, and then I'm just going to go back through there and finish that. So there you go, we've made a very good start. I like it. I'm going to find my white pen before I come back so that it'll be easier for you to see what I'm doing, and we'll get it finished. In the meantime, thank you so much for joining me. Hope you found some joy and inspiration. Stay safe. I'll see you soon. Ta-ta for now.